Alright. Time for a Mordekaiser game. This will be a low elo game, so you are aware. Mordekaiser is absolutely insane just for carrying solo queue. This applies to low elo. He's pretty damn easy to play as well, as you will notice throughout this game. I'll mention how to do things. So I would highly, and I mean highly, recommend to play him for climbing purposes. I have done several videos on this same build, same setup, same strategy, whatever, in Diamond Elo as well. High Diamond Elo even. So it works everywhere, really. And yeah, I would highly recommend you to try it out if you haven't done that yet. And yeah, well, I'll be against the Karthus here. He does have a lot more clear speed than me, but basically, especially after 6, anytime I see him, he dies. So that is a very, very big. Caitlyn's standing in the bush. Actually getting her value out of the headshots. Very spicy. Take your... Oops, I accidentally clicked it twice. Take your W second. This will give you your HP sustain throughout your jungle. You basically want to make sure you activate the shield every time, right before you take a hit from your camp. So that is the timing you want to be looking for. Also try to, as you saw there, drag out the camp and let it die to your passive. This will save time. But every time you're about to get hit by the camp, that's when you want to get your shield up, because that way your shield will block the most damage. If you do it like right after you get hit, you will lose quite a bit of uptime damage on your shield, and you're going to take more damage from your jungle overall. You see right there, we're kiting. For clear speed purposes, it is the fastest to take 2 points Q. And then right before we get hit by this camp here, we activate the shield once again. And this way we don't need a potion. The only way you would buy a potion is if you are facing like early game junglers that would tend to invade you, like Kindred or Graves, right? Those are the champs you are facing. Then definitely taking the potion is very beneficial, because at that point you might need the extra HP on the invade mostly. Otherwise you will be fine. And that is just a win out on a fight like that, which, yeah, in those situations would be worth it. Drag this out. Try to hold up your W here as well, or not your W, your passive, sorry, here as well, to save yourself as much time as possible. I'm gonna, this is a very good gank opportunity because this guy is walking very far forward. So in this scenario, I'm actually gonna smite this camp instead of holding smite. So I can look in for this gank. Oh god, he's gonna go directly. Did I just waste my thing because he went directly? Maybe. He's gonna flash, fair enough. Flash for Ghost. I wanted to walk around initially, but then my Pantheon got engaged on and I got scared that he would just die before I even got there. Pantheon could have not engaged that for like a split second there. I probably could have been able to walk around. I might be able to return this gank though, because now he doesn't have flash and he's still playing very aggressively forward, as you can see. So this is probably something I can just abuse. This is something to pay attention to, because even if he has a ward... No, if he has it now, I might be screwed actually. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to recall here. Oh, nope. He doesn't have a ward. We're good. Guess that is very beneficial for me. Just auto attack him with the red buff. He doesn't have flash now, so if my Pantheon isn't asleep, this should be a free kill. Very good. Yeah, that is just, like, I guess low elo free stuff. He just didn't respect the fact that I would just return gank it. I'll take it. I will take it. First item we're gonna go for here is the Rylai's, which I can afford, and I will wait 10 gold for my Dark Seal. Blasting Wand is like, I mean, you want to build the AP first, mostly out of your Rylai's, whether that's gonna be Amptome Blasting Wand, Amptome Dark Seal, which could be a standard reset without any type of kill. If you do get any type of kill though, you'll probably be able to buy a Blasting Wand and a Dark Seal after a nice full clear with Scuttle, and then yeah, that way you'll be set up. He might take my Gromp here, potentially. No, he didn't. Alright, beautiful. But that's the kind of the first backs you're looking for. You're either looking like Amptome Dark Seal or Blasting Wand Dark Seal. And if you can afford, like, Blasting Wand Amptome, I would still buy Blasting Wand Dark Seal, by the way. In case you are wondering. Because Dark Seal is just very, very strong. Even if you're not going to upgrade it into a Magi's, which you definitely can on this champion, because you are very, very unkillable. So even if you're not too comfortable with Magi's, you should generally still be able to hold up the stacks of Magi's on this champion specifically, whereas like you're not playing a squishy burst mage, right? So that would be something you can consider. But even without that, the Dark Seal will still be high value. Because on 10 stacks, it provides the same value as a large rod, essentially, gold-wise. So that's 350 gold for a large rod. And it gets you into potentially holding on to Magi's as well, or like just general mages in the jungle. So very low HP Caitlyn. Arthas is bot lane. 40 CS. He did the second full clear. He started topside. That means he started blue. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if this guy has some gank opportunities once again. He might. Sweep in here. And then we're just going to ping on our way. This should be free because I think Pantheon might even kill him now without my help. I'll take it. I will take it. He doesn't have flash. We can just return. And the wave position was good for a gank situation for us there. So that's very nice. Alright, we're hitting level 6 off of this scuttle, which is good. We will be spawning here. Take the reset. Level 6 is huge. In this situation, actually, I can probably go for his blue buff. Because this is respawning. He's clearing top down. And even if he shows, because I just did 6. Even if he shows up for his blue, I'll just ult him and he dies. Because this is the advantage of Mordekaiser as well. This champion will beat pretty much anything in a 1v1 if you have ult. If you do not have ult, it might get a little bit dicey on some, but yeah, it's very free. Also, you notice here, I am doing blue buff. We see Karthus mid, which is really good for us, obviously, because that means we can take extra camps. But I'm not smiting anything here, because I only want to smite something the moment I'm going to get contested on the camp. Now, he's moving now, and my Pantheon is recalling, so I'll smite here now instead of holding smite. And I might be able to just run into top lane. Because I had 2 smite charges coming up and everything. If I only had 1 smite, I could still hold it there. But I wouldn't be able to go for his wolves, so... He's gonna walk at me, this is fine. I'll just make it a 1v1. He's probably dead already. He just lands a stun. Did he just flash cancel his stun? That is new. There we go. We have the extra resistances from Volibear. I'll just take the extra. Yeah, we're chilling. Walk through. Pretty easy. This champ is kind of unkillable. Alright. Let's go for Krugs here. What I'm gonna looking to do now is just clear my topside camps here probably and then just take a Rift Herald. I don't want to instantly Rift Herald because I don't want my camps to all be up when I'm doing the Herald. It's gonna take a lot of like downtime for my camps away from me, if that makes sense. So you'll lose XP over the long run. But this way I will be able to just do this into the Rift Herald. And the Karthus is most likely going to be playing bot side anyway. Because of the fact that I took his top side camps and he just died top. And his entire bot side should be up. So I should probably back ping my bot lane here. Danger ping in this vicinity. I always try to communicate to your team where the enemy jungler might be. So they can react accordingly or however they want. So try not to get ganked. So we clear this here, and then we'll take this into the Rift Herald. Because he's going to be bot side anyway. If he takes the dragon, I wouldn't really care too much about it. Did he show bot lane? He did indeed show bot lane. I pinged my bot lane for it, but they died. So, as long as you ping, as long as you communicate, it is not really your fault for them dying. If you do it in time, of course. If you give them time, it is generally on them for not just walking away. If you do it very late, then it's still your fault for them dying, technically. Because then you didn't communicate something you knew. And if they die to that one, that's not good for you. I'm getting yoinked a bunch of money away from me, which is kind of annoying. But I still have enough money to afford the boots, right? Yeah, I should. Against that team, we're going to go Mercs for sure. You need to go defensive boots on this champion. He has built-in magic penetration, so you don't really need Sorks or anything. It's just defensive boots. And against that team, the Mercs are the best. But they can also be steel caps. And yeah, defend my bot side camps here. They did trade the dragon for the Rift Herald, but I do not mind. It's something I anticipated. That first Rift Herald is worth more than the dragon, so I would highly recommend to pick that up over the first dragon every single time, because it gives you 300 gold flat value, plus, I mean, that's really yoinked 100 gold off me in this case, but it would normally give you 300 gold for yourself, and then also the, like, turret plating bounce, right? That's going to give you a tremendous amount of gold as well. I can definitely do something about this bot lane situation. Good day, Leona. Should be a pretty free kill. Yeah, okay. Well, I have Rylai's, so this guy's dead anyway. Doesn't really matter. He can't run from me. He tried to flash away from me, but it's just not going to work. There we go. Double kill. This is the good thing about Mordekaiser, right? Like, you can just do something like that. You can run at them. You can click ult on anybody you want, really. It doesn't matter. It can be the tank. It can be the Leona. You have a lot of damage potential against those. So I am looking for that. I'm going to see if I can get behind the Vex here real quick, which I seemingly can. I'm going to walk at this guy real quick. Slow him. Walk with him. Put this behind him, and then he's dead. Perfect. And then I'm going to look to push mid turret with the Rift Herald for the turret plates, because Vex is dead. They should not be able to react to this whatsoever. Oh, also another thing, actually. Just to quickly mention. About 60% of the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. And, well, if you do enjoy my content and watch it more often, consider subscribing or checking if you're subscribed. And, yeah, that's really that. Would be a great... Wait with the Rift Herald here until the turret's low HP. Till about, like, 2 plates. So the Rift Herald actually kills the turret. I'll clear the wave real quick. So it actually kills turret, so you can get... The turret gets tankier the lower the plates get, right? So you want to make sure that, because Herald does a set amount of damage to it, you want to make sure you use it on lower HP turrets, so you actually kill the turret effectively. Now, something to note here is this blue buff was respawning on their side. So the Karthus is probably going to walk up to this blue buff. And that is what I'm going to try to abuse. As you can see right here, boom. Patience, and my S will take the kill. That's fine. But because the blue buff respawned, he is most likely going to walk back up into the blue buff. And if I'm just patient there, I could just wait for him to do that. Which in this case gave me a kill. Can we take this? And then our entire jungle is up basically, so you can just take that too. My top laner is very far ahead here, kills wise. I have put a lot of emphasis on like early game top lane play, which is good. So that does give my Pantheon a lead, but my bot and mid are kind of behind at the moment. So that is, it's, yeah, I don't know. Big top lane advantage, but the rest of the game is kind of losing. I mean, I guess Caitlyn and Nautilus just got that too, so maybe the bot lane gank fixed a lot for them, which could be very nice. A big thing for Mordekaiser as well, by the way, is you really don't want to be like permanently ganking. You do want to gank and like play and look for ganks, but try to do it as much as possible with downtime on your camps. If you have an entire jungle just standing there, it is a very rare occurrence for it to actually be worth going for a gank. Generally, you want to at least clear one quadrant, right? So a quadrant is like half your jungle before you go for a gank. Because otherwise you're losing a lot of uptime on your camps overall, which is going to cost you XP and gold. Quite a lot of XP and gold at that. So that's definitely something to think about. I have 3,300 gold, so I'm going to quickly take a reset here. Now you have the option, if you want to upgrade into a Magi's here. I will not do it just yet, or I won't do it at all maybe. Because people might not be too comfortable with it, right? It's completely fine. Take the magic resist cloak first. 29 seconds on dragon, so I have time to run out of base, get the red buff, and then get the dragon. Because now the second dragon coming up is definitely a dragon I do want to contest, because the second herald loses value. Plus the second herald is a longer cooldown spawn compared... Yeah, I should have pinged slightly faster, shouldn't I? A longer cooldown than the dragon is, so yeah, I can contest the dragon. Even if my team dies here, which they will, I will still contest the dragon, and you will see why Mordekaiser is pretty much stupid. Even against a team like this, by the way, where they're practically full AP, Sunfire is still amazing. Just for general damage purposes. I'm still picking it up here. I just want to default to a build. You can technically, in this specific game, skip the Sunfire and go Jaksho straight away and just build a little more magic resist heavy. But these games are very uncommon, and I just want to give you a nice and solid build you can go for. He's gonna go face check me, so I just kill him real quick. We want to try to put them as much 1v1 as possible. Now we instantly ult Leona. So we can deny the Karthus passive from hitting us. And then this way I create a good situation. I 1v1 the Karthus and then I 1v1 the Leona. And now I can take the dragon. So instead of like instantly ulting Karthus there, I noticed that Karthus was going to be walking by himself more. So I don't instantly ult him. I actually ulted just kill him outright because he is by himself, right? He was out of position compared to the other two. And then I just ulted Leona afterwards in case it was going to be a Leona Kai'Sa 2v1 against me. I could also ult a Kai'Sa in that scenario. That would be fine too. But it's just one of the two, so you can create more 1v1 situations for yourself because that's why you're just generally stronger. So in this situation, that's what I did. I made sure to 1v1 the Karthus first with positioning. And then I ult Leona to not get a 2v1 against Kai'Sa Leona. Which I probably would still win, but it's just a better way of doing things. I'll take my Gromp as well, actually. Now, one thing I want to look at definitely here is this Rift Herald. It's on top of my priority list. I do not have ultimate though, so if my team dies like they are doing right now, I'm gonna have to respect the potential that I can't get it. Because there might be way too many people on it, basically. He's going for it now. I will move as well. I did my bot side camps because I had the time to do my bot side camps, because the Karthus wasn't instantly doing Rift Herald. So because I had the time, it was fine. The kill. Rylai's slow on this guy. Shield myself as well. There we go, not a problem. I mean, Volibear is obviously really weak. I focused him down early game and he is struggling now. We see the enemy bot lane, so we could just get this. And we are looking good. Now, if you kill the enemy jungler, the likelihood of his topside camps being up in this situation is not the highest. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. But it's still kind of worth checking in a lot of situations, because after getting a kill, the more camps you can take from the enemy jungler, the more worth it it's going to be. So that's kind of what I want to look for here. Take the Gromp, take the Wolves if they are up. They are. It's good. The more you can deny, the better. Especially if you do get a lead for yourself, you want to be playing more aggressively into their jungle as often as possible. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Ooh. Okay, the blue spawn is short enough to where I'll actually stay for it. Because if he walks into me now, he still dies, right? Like, there's nothing they can do to 1v1 me. They're going to have to, like, 1v4 me to win. Because my champ is just stupid. Because if they 2v1 me, I just ult one of them and kill that. And then it's a 1v1 twice, right? And I win those. So there is nothing they can do in that situation. This also gives me enough for my Jack Show, which will be your third item. But in this specific game, could have been my second item. Because in this specific game, they are so high AP, heavy AP, that the Sunfire does lose the value of its armor. It's still great for damage output, and that's why I'm still taking it. It still gives 500 HP. It still gives good damage output. So that's really nice overall. As Mordekaiser, you are standing on top of them a lot. Your passive deals DPS. Your Sunfire deals DPS. So it's still just a damage item. But in this game, you can opt to skip it for just a magic resist item. And then just going Jack Show a second. In that sense, after Rylai's. It will always be your first item. Because as you can see, the synergy between that and approach velocity and my passive is giving me permanent movement speed on them. So they can't run. And yeah, that's really the build for that. But you can literally just default the Sunfire every game. Even in games like this, it is still a good damage item. I just want to point that out. Kill this real quick. I don't think I have to go bot lane. I have a feeling that if whether my team wins or loses that, I can just get like an insane Herald on mid turret. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Potentially. Vex is actually kind of strong. Ooh, you are... He got his ult off because my E was on cooldown, but that is some positioning right there. Right, well, that's one kill. I did lose the minion wave there, though, which is a little sad, but... I'll just clear this anyway. Oh. There we go. Not too bad. Sure, I'm not in turret range when Leona CCs me. And then I ult Leona here. So Vex can't hit me in the same time. She flashed that. That's actually pretty good. I'm in trouble here. Oh, I may have actually killed myself. Did I? Did get him. I'm gonna walk down here because this gives me blue smite or blue smite movement speed. Okay, I'm still alive. That pull back into me was not the smartest thing I've ever done, because I gave Leona additional range. I'm gonna use my W for a little bit of healing here. I can probably just walk back behind them. They're still very low HP, right? If I can just... Like, the Kai'Sa is not reacting to this. 24 seconds should be fine. She doesn't have her fear. I have blue smite. She went upwards? Oh, God. Okay, fine. She actually gets out with the way I was pathing the plant. Ah, whatever. I'm gonna have to use Herald here, because otherwise it's gonna time out. And that is not good. Yeah, even like the 1v4 situation, even there, right? I was still able to get it. I want to make sure that Rift Herald gets the bounce on this turret. That dragon is not directly contested, so I'm not too fussed about instantly contesting it. If this Rift Herald can get a bounce on the next turret, that'd be great. But just one turret I got from it is already something else that I normally would not have been able to get, because I think the Rift Herald would normally have been stopped. But also here, the bounce was actually done, so that's really good. That bounce is huge. Use a bit of healing. I kind of want to pick up this red buff, and if I can pick up the red buff and then go towards dragon, I don't have to reset, which I think is slightly better right now. I can smite this, that's fine, because I have an extra smite for dragon if it comes down to it. I still have my ultimate, so I can just walk at them. It should be fine. Stun anybody, please. Doesn't really matter who it is. By passive and just keep moving. Okay, got feared. I shoot Baron. Baron, stop chasing, please. Thank you. Baron, you can, like, tank for a long time. So that's not a big deal. You can just use your shield to tank a bunch of hits every single time. You have good damage on this, as you can see. It's not bad damage whatsoever. Obviously, you'd prefer help from your team, but in most cases, you'll be able to get the Baron down by yourself. So that's quite good. Yep, they're going for a fight, but it doesn't matter because I'd rather have Baron. This is on them for not just going for Baron. Like, I pinged Baron to be the call, so they should just go for Baron. Instantly reset and see if I can make it to the dragon. Moss. There we go. I'm just gonna walk out of base real quick with this 1k. Now, this is where this could be a full build, basically. And you can have your Dark Seal be a Magi's. Something to point out. But you can also just simply sell this and not have the Magi's. If you lose your Magi stacks, this item becomes a stone plate as the last item in this build. Pretty much guaranteed every single time. Just go stone plate, and this will be the most default version of Mordekaiser. Now, in this specific game, again, this can be replaced for just an extra magic resist item in the form of a Spirit Visage. But that is up to you. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be like a 1v5 or whatever, but I don't really care. This up, build the Kai'Sa, she's the easiest to kill. We want to create as many 1v1 scenarios as possible. That's a kill, and then we just chase this out. Pull him in, do him, keep chasing. Now, normally, previously with the old Ghost, I'd pre-pressing Ghost for this, but right now I'm not, because I actually want to hold my Ghost in this scenario. As you can see right there, you are immortal. You're literally unkillable. Because you create a 1v1 scenario, you just have to be patient with your ultimate and use it on a primary target that you can easily kill. As long as you do that, you will probably not lose any 1v3, 1v4 scenarios. Especially this late into this build. It is just not going to happen. I'll block the Karthus ult with my shield. It's probably a waste to tank it. He's going to die. Here we go. Push this out. Don't have ult right now, so that's something to think about. If you don't have ult, it is definitely... You have to be very careful with actually taking fights, because your ult's one of the biggest factors to why you can win fights with. It's dead. Okay. Without it, you really do have to be careful, because you don't want to be taking too many fights with your ult on cooldown. I'm just going to take it back. Actually, I might not have to. Just stand here. If they go in on Ezreal, that'd be good. Let's be patient. Any ennies? Oh. Go to wave, I suppose. Might as well. We got mid turret. That's pretty good. Not bad at all. Pantheon is doing well. My early game assistance has paid off for him, which is good. But I will take my leave. And I'll sell the Dark Seal. Instead of going for Magi's, I will go for the Stoneblade option in this build now instead. Because, I mean, yeah, again, Magi is completely optional. Up to you, whether you want it or not. It is completely fine. Now, there are options as like a final thing to do is get rid of your tier 2 boots. The only thing you can really get rid of your boots for is any of like the items here that would benefit you, because you need something that will give you movement speed. So anything that would give you movement speed in this, like out of these items, could be used. And the only thing I would really recommend is Cosmic Drive, because Force of Nature is kind of a garbage item at the moment. Cosmic Drive is actually great for like movement speed purposes, so that is something you could use. Okay, this is where I Ghost. Kill that guy. Ult, whatever. I guess just ulting Volibear here is fine. I just need to ult something so I can kill them, get the kill on this, and then I can follow this through into the rest of this team. Could be able to pentakill this by myself. The flash prevents me from getting a pentakill, sadly. But as you can see, I'm immortal. I still have a Stoneblade shield as well, so I have absolutely nothing to worry about. Smite him. Q him. He's gonna get slowed the entire time. I just E him again. And the chase potential is great. No pentakill for me, sadly. Just pull him into me. I'm gonna pop the Stoneblade early. And we don't care about double turrets. We pop our shield. We do not care about double turrets. And we are immortal, as you can see. Look at my resistance with the Jaksho right there, like 380, 380 or something like that. Absolutely insane. Don't really care if they walk at me, to be honest, because again, it doesn't matter. I'll put my shield here, block the damage. Hold my ult. Or Leona, sure. Again, create as many 1v1 scenarios as you can with your ult. This guy's gonna die. Smite him for the kill. Pop my shield there because I have a max shield and I can just take consistent damage still, get my shield back up. But I can pop it twice to get a bit of a heal to get my HP back higher. I'm getting feared into double turrets. In this case, it's more risky because there are more people alive that can DPS me, so I'm going to have to probably respect this a bit. That should be a hit on Kaisa. Pop the shield. That didn't hit. I got ignited. I'm probably just gonna have to reset here because I have used all my abilities and everything. Plus here in this scenario, this dragon's gonna spawn, this baron's gonna spawn. I don't want to be dying here because that gives us gives them a chance to come back from that situation, which I do not want. So I will go for the final option here, as I mentioned, with the Cosmic Drive, and I'll sell my boots for it. You have Blue Smite, you have Ghost, you have Approach Velocity, you have Rylai's. As long as you can get in range, which should be doable with Ghost, they will not be able to run from you anyway because of permanent slow from Rylai's and permanent increase in movement speed from Approach Velocity. So the boots aren't that relevant, and this will still give a tremendous amount of movement speed. Like, in general, so you don't lose as much. Just hopefully walk at this guy, kind of. I was kind of hoping Pantheon would just stun him, but he didn't do that, so let's go for the dragon. You can see I am definitely slower. Like, it is, I'm 100% slower here, but it is just as long as this gets stacks, as long as I can get in range with Blue Smite, and again, Ghost should be very doable. It is fine. Because you can see with my Blue Smite, I still hit reasonably good movement speeds here consistently, right? So this should be very good for me still. Like, base is 352, but then I hit the bush and it's instantly like 480, which is just very respectable to still catch people with. It shouldn't be an issue. And then the Rylai's approach is very good for just general purpose. But yeah, this is the absolute maxed out build. There is nothing I would replace in this build anymore. So this would be the absolute cap for Mordekaiser's builds. Okay. Just hit this bush and I'll have enough movement speed to catch this guy. I'm going to go for the Vex though. You are my priority target right now, buddy. So sorry, but you have to sit down. There he goes. Double kill. And then we just walk at them still. And maybe you can get a pentakill here, actually. Oh! No! My pentakill. That would have been a pentakill, I think. Because I could have just chased this guy through turrets. I'm just going to do it anyway, as you can see. Just for the memes. This definitely would have been a pentakill. Stone plate here. I'm just chilling. I can't really die. I can just tank double turrets for the hell of it. Look at me, man. Absolutely unkillable. 4.2k HP. Movement speed was fine there with the cosmic drive as well. And yeah, that's really it for Mordekaiser. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. All right, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 42.222. Okay, nice number. That's a large amount of damage. They're like more than double, basically. I mean, Pantheon came relatively close, I suppose, to like less than double, but really good damage, as you can see. Also very immortal, so there's that. True damage is basically just smite damage at 1150. Objective damage at 59k. Trying to really focus on like those Herald dragons. The first dragon doesn't really matter. The first Herald takes priority, which is what I did. He definitely got one dragon, I suppose, you know. But yeah, objective damage, very important. Healing done at 30.2k. That's a lot of healing. I actually was expecting a bit less, but I have a lot more healing than I was expecting. So this is really good. We have damage taken at 44.2k as well, which is massive. And then we have a big self-mitigated damage of 108.7 or 0.6.5, I guess. 1000 damage self-mitigated. If you count these two up, it's like what is that, like 150, 160k, something like that. That's very colossal. That's a lot of damage taken, right? Like I had so much damage, and then I also did the most by a large margin. It's just an absolute raid boss moment, this champion. And we have gold earned at 20.5k. And then for the runes, Conquer healed me for 1400, but obviously the adaptive damage is the big relevant factor here that you gain from this. It is very strong, so that's good. Triumph at 3700 HP restored and 640 gold. Tenacity out of your runes, Last Stand for more damage in closer fights, which is something I would prefer over taking coup de grace, because this will provide those close fight wins compared to just overkilling people, which is mostly unnecessary. Approach velocity for 128 seconds hasted. This is permanently applied with Rylai's. They will never be able to get away from you. So the moment you get Rylai's is the moment pretty much any gank you get in melee range of and you proc your passive, it's a kill. Because you could have seen many times, right? They flashed away from me. They tried to do whatever they could. But because of the approach and the Rylai's slow combination with your passive permanently applying it, there is nothing they can do to get away from you. It is quite literally impossible. So, yeah. Really good rune. And on magical footwear for the boots, you don't have to buy them. You can rush into your Rylai's early on. Also provides a bit of extra movement speed for that purpose too. And to getting in range. And then that's really it for Mordekaiser. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like button below. I upload daily, so be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.